Any questions for Coach Collins?
Coach, at this point in the season, I know the last couple games have been tight, especially through the first half. How good is it to see some adversity and coming out on the winning end of that, especially heading into the postseason now?
We faced some adversity throughout the season as well. That some of the games just haven't been decided at the buzzer. We've come from behind several times, but it's encouraging to see, especially your seniors step up and play the way they have played down the stretch. And even though we lost a double overtime game, they've played well in these clutch moments, and so we've gotten good execution. We haven't always made our free throws, but we've had good execution down the stretch and good decision making, and that makes you feel pretty confident going into the tournament.
Finish off the perfect season here at Diddle. How impressive is that for you as a coach?
It's thrilling. A lot of that credit goes first to the players, but our fans. Our fans make a difference. And so when we get to play at home, you heard it tonight, like the fans get behind the kids, the fans get on the referees. I wish they'd get on them a little bit more sometimes, but that makes a huge difference playing at home. And so, Diddle's a tough place to play. And we didn't play an easy schedule here. Not the non-conference, we played Oklahoma, Central Michigan, Belmont. We got some teams that are NCAA tournament teams that were in here, some that are traditionally tournament teams, and then our conference was tougher than it's ever been since we've been in it. And so we've had some tough games, and the fans make a big difference. And just being home, I think, and shooting on familiar goals helps as well.
You touched a little bit on defense and rebounding this year. Early in the game, it didn't seem like it was happening that much.
Didn't seem like it existed?
Yeah. I was kind of getting you there.
Yeah, but we took a timeout, and that was, it doesn't matter what defense we're running. It doesn't matter what we're doing if you don't want to get down and stay in front of the ball, or you don't want to rotate and play help defense or get somebody stopped. If you're trying to play for a steal or block shot, you're not going to be successful 80% of the time, 90% of the time. And so we've got to do a better job of just staying in front of the ball. And so when we had that substitution in the late first or I know in the second quarter, that group did a great job of staying in front of the ball and just letting their presence be the pressure and not having to try to block a shot or get a steal, just play defense. And they did a great job of talking to each other and handling switches. Then when we subbed back in, we did a better job again. And then we had some breakdowns towards the end of letting them get to the basket too easily and getting scores around the rim too easily. So if we're going to compete for a championship, if we're going to win the first round game, we got to do a better job of protecting that basket.
That's the substitution that you talked about. Was that the Fatu and Mariah in that group?
And Sandra Skinner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
How much did you see their confidence kind of develop throughout the year to get to this point?
Yeah, it's been growing.
Some of the best they've played.
No, they've all played. Like Mariah's played well, Fatu's played well, Sandra Skinner's played well. They've all played well at different stretches. They've also had some breakdowns at different. That's part of learning. And so now they're kind of getting to that point where they're a lot more confident, and you can see them out there together. Earlier in the season, we might play one or two of those subs with some starters, but tonight we felt comfortable that was the group that we kind of needed in there to keep the defensive pressure on, and they did a phenomenal job.
How impressed were you by Alexis Brewer right there in the fourth quarter? She had a few consecutive baskets and really kept you guys in it when Longstaff was pushing. Just how impressive was she tonight?
Well, she's a gamer, and that's what we've been playing for, because she's probably healthier now than she's been in 2, maybe 3 years. And so had she been healthy her whole career, who knows what she might have accomplished. But we're playing for big moments, and she's helping us win and play well in big moments. She almost had a big moment down in Murfreesboro on Saturday. It was a great shot, and we'd take that shot 9 more times, and she'd probably make it 9 times. But she was huge tonight. She made some plays when our offense broke down, and we had some miscommunication, but she just went and made a play, and she understood the time and score situation and not taking the challenge shot and understanding getting to the basket and drawing a foul. And she's a great free throw shooter. So it just gives you a lot of confidence, gives you a lot of enthusiasm heading into the tournament, knowing that you got kids like Whitney Creech, Dee Gibbons, and Alexis Brewer out there with the ball in their hands a lot.
Coach, you talked about Alexis and your seniors. You still got more basketball to play, but what have those seniors meant over the last 4 to 5 years to this program?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how many wins they've been a part of, but a lot. I mean, so we've won 7. So we only 17 losses in the last 2 years. And that's with Whit and Dee out there. And then, I mean, that was without having, you'd have to go back and count. But those 3 senior guards have really just given a lot of confidence to the other players to develop and learn as they go. In the court, Whit Creech is such a heady guard that she makes great decisions. It reminds me of coaching Kendall Noble a lot, because Kendall and I would have conversations just very matter of fact about what was going on and what needed to happen, and it's the same way with Whit Creech. And Dee's just a big time player, and she's so competitive. You could see a change in Dee's demeanor when she felt like a couple of calls didn't go the way that maybe we would wanted them to, or that maybe they should have gone. She just started locking down on defense and staying in front of that ball. And then Alexis, and we already talked about Alexis, she's a big time shot maker and big time playmaker as well. And it's not just making shots. She comes up with big box outs, big rebounds. She's just another smart player on the floor.
She's played more games here now than anybody else. How have you seen her change from day one up until now?
Well, tonight was a good little snapshot. There was a play where she felt like a call went the wrong way. She got upset, took her out, talked to her, came back in. She was great. She didn't just come back in and maybe 2 or 3 years ago she would have carried that frustration with her. She's always been a very respectful, very high IQ player. She just had trouble managing some of that competitive energy in her. And so now that she's learned how to kind of manage her emotions a little bit, it just makes her a better player. And so she's continued to grow. And we talked actually. Dee and I, we went and got some food, came back to the 4th region tournament last night, and we were talking in my truck. We were talking about getting ready to play professional basketball, and that not to get locked in on whether you do or don't play on a team, whether you do or don't. Like the focus has to be on continue to develop as a basketball player. And if you continue to work on the things that we talked about what she has to do next, and then the next thing over the next 2 or 3 years, you'll find yourself being a great player wherever you are. So you can't judge the next step by whether you land in the WNBA or you land a particular team or contract. Judge it by how you continue to develop and grow as a player.
So that's her goal, is to...
She wants to be a professional player, and she has every reason to have those kind of aspirations.
I don't have a team to ask you what to think next, but what's it going to take to try to win 3 games in 3 days coming next week?
We'll focus on one game first, because the conference is tougher than it's been, and that first round game will be no joke. It'll be, La Tech was, that's a tough team. Took Rice to overtime, had us up against the wall, and that could be a first round game. And so we're going to have to focus on that first round game and just worry about that game, and then we'll worry about the next game after that. And if we just keep our focus one game at a time, then maybe we'll find ourselves in the championship.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.